Chapter 6. Returning Home, Carrying Dreams. A long-awaited return. After months of hard work and countless lessons, Liam's project in Athens was complete. The community center was officially open, and the neighborhood was thriving with new energy. For the first time in a long while, Liam packed his suitcase, not for a new beginning, but for a trip back to his village. The train ride home was filled with excitement and nostalgia. Liam stared out of the window as the scenery changed from bustling city streets to rolling hills and familiar coastlines. His sketchbook rested on his lap, now filled with ideas for future projects. When the train finally pulled into the station, Liam was greeted by the scent of salty sea air and the warm glow of the lighthouse in the distance. His heart swelled as he spotted Nico waving wildly from the platform, his grin as bright as ever. A warm welcome. As Liam walked toward the village square, he was met with cheers and hugs from the locals. His mother was there too, tears of joy streaming down her face. "You've grown so much," she said, holding him tightly. That evening, the village hosted a small celebration in Liam's honor. Tables were set up under the stars, adorned with fresh flowers and dishes of traditional food. The lighthouse stood tall in the background, its beam a reminder of the dreams that had guided him. Liam shared stories of his time in Athens, from his struggles to his victories. He spoke about the community center and how his experiences in the village had inspired its design. "You've made us proud, Liam," said the village elder. "You've shown us that no matter how far we go, our roots will always guide us." Reconnecting with Nico. The next day, Liam and Nico sat by the beach, their feet buried in the warm sand. It felt like old times, but there was a new depth to their conversation. "I saw your drawings," Liam said, nudging Nico playfully. "They're good. You should keep at it." Nico laughed. "You inspired me, you know. Watching you chase your dreams made me realize I can do it too." Liam smiled. "You can, and you should." The two friends talked for hours, dreaming about what they could achieve together. They even sketched out plans for a small art studio in the village where locals could explore their creativity. A new project. One evening, Liam's mother handed him an old letter she had found while cleaning. It was from his father, written years ago, but never sent. In the letter, his father spoke about his own dream of building something that would benefit the entire village, a gathering place where people could learn, share, and grow. Tears welled up in Liam's eyes as he read the letter. "I want to finish what he started," he said. The next day, Liam shared his idea with the village. He wanted to renovate an old, abandoned building near the lighthouse into a community hub. It would have a library, a workshop for artists, and a space for meetings and celebrations. The villagers were thrilled. They offered their support, from donating materials to volunteering their time. Building together. The project brought the entire village together. Farmers brought wood from their land. Fishermen donated nets to decorate the walls, and children painted murals for the interior. Nico took charge of designing the art studio, while Liam oversaw the construction. As they worked, Liam realized that this project was more than just a building. It was a symbol of unity, resilience, and hope. The villagers were no longer just his neighbors. They were his team. The grand opening. Months later, the community hub was complete. The building was simple, yet beautiful, blending the rustic charm of the village with modern touches. On the day of the grand opening, the lighthouse shone brighter than ever, its beam lighting up the sky. Families gathered to celebrate, their laughter echoing through the halls. The library was filled with books donated by the villagers, the art studio was stocked with supplies, and the workshop buzzed with activity. As Liam stood at the entrance, watching the joy on everyone's faces, he felt a deep sense of fulfillment. This is what my father dreamed of, he thought. And this is just the beginning. Dreams to share. Later that night, Liam and Nico sat on the lighthouse steps, looking out at the sea. So, what's next? Nico asked. Liam smiled. There's still so much to do. I want to bring more opportunities to the village, maybe even connect with other small towns to share ideas. Nico nodded. And I want to keep painting. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll open an art gallery here. The two friends laughed, their dreams as vast as the ocean before them. A message of hope. As Liam lay in bed that night, he thought about how far he had come, from a boy with a sketchbook to a man with a mission. His journey had taught him that dreams are not just for the dreamer. They are for everyone they inspire. With the lighthouse's beam casting a warm glow over the village, Liam closed his eyes, ready to dream even bigger. Chapter 7. Dreams Beyond the Horizon. A new opportunity. Several months had passed since the grand opening of the community hub. Life in the village was flourishing, and Liam had settled back into the rhythm of his hometown. He spent his days teaching art classes at the hub and working with the villagers to plan new activities. One morning, a letter arrived from Athens. It was from a woman named Elena, a representative of an organization that supported rural development. She had heard about Liam's work through the community center in Athens and was impressed by the changes he had brought to his village. The letter contained an invitation for Liam to speak at an international conference on sustainable development. The event would bring together leaders, architects, and community organizers from around the world to share ideas and experiences. Liam's hands trembled as he read the letter. Me? Speak at a conference, he thought. The idea was both exciting and terrifying. That evening, he shared the news with his mother and Nico. You have to go, Nico said, practically bouncing with excitement. This is your chance to show the world what small villages like ours can achieve. His mother smiled warmly. You've always wanted to inspire others, Liam. This is your moment. Preparing for the journey. The weeks leading up to the conference were a whirlwind of preparation. Liam spent hours writing and practicing his speech. He wanted to share not just the success of the community hub, but also the lessons he had learned along the way. I need to keep it simple, he thought. Just like the way I've built everything with heart and purpose. Nico helped Liam create a slideshow of photos showing the village's transformation. From the old, crumbling buildings to the vibrant hub filled with life, the images told a powerful story. As the departure date approached, Liam couldn't help but feel nervous. What if I'm not good enough, he wondered aloud one night. You're more than enough, his mother reassured him. Remember, you're not just speaking for yourself. You're speaking for all of us. The day of the conference arrived, and Liam found himself in a grand hall filled with hundreds of people. Architects, policymakers, and community leaders filled the seats, their conversations a hum of different languages and ideas. Liam's name was announced, and he walked onto the stage. His heart pounded, but as he looked out at the audience, he thought of the lighthouse back home, standing tall and steady against the waves. He began his speech by describing his childhood in the small coastal village, painting a picture of the struggles and hopes of his community. Then, he shared the journey of building the community hub, emphasizing the importance of working together and believing in a shared vision. We didn't have much, he said, but we had each other, and that made all the difference. The audience was captivated. They listened intently as Liam spoke about the power of dreams, persistence, and the beauty of finding solutions within a community. New connections. After his speech, people approached Liam to congratulate him and ask questions. I loved how you involved everyone in your village, said a young woman from Brazil. It reminds me of a project I'm working on in my hometown. An architect from Japan admired the simplicity of the hub's design. It's practical and beautiful, he said. I'd like to collaborate on something similar. Liam exchanged contact information with many attendees, thrilled at the prospect of sharing ideas and learning from others. An unexpected encounter. As the event drew to a close, Liam was approached by an older man with kind eyes and a warm smile. You remind me of myself when I was younger, the man said. My name is Andreas, and I've been working in rural development for over 30 years. Your story is inspiring. Andreas handed Liam a business card. If you're interested, I'd like to invite you to join our team. We work on projects all over the world, helping small communities thrive. Liam was stunned. The idea of taking his work beyond the village had never crossed his mind. Thank you, he said, carefully tucking the card into his pocket. A decision to make. Back in the village, Liam shared his experience with the villagers. Everyone was proud of him, but they were also curious about what he would do next. Are you going to take the job? Nico asked one evening as they sat by the lighthouse. I don't know, Liam admitted. I love this village, but the idea of helping other communities is exciting. I feel like there's so much more I could do. Nico nodded. Whatever you decide, I know you'll make it work. Just don't forget where you started. Leaving or staying? Liam spent days weighing his options. On one hand, the village was his home, the place where he had grown and found his purpose. On the other hand, the opportunity to work with Andreas could open doors to even greater impact. One morning, as Liam walked through the village, he saw children playing near the hub, their laughter filling the air. He saw elderly villagers sitting under the shade of a tree, sharing stories. And he saw Nico painting a mural on the side of a building, his brush strokes confident and bold. This is where my heart is, Liam thought. But maybe my heart can grow to hold more. A bold step forward. After much reflection, Liam made his decision. He would join Andreas's team, but return to the village regularly to continue his work there. This isn't goodbye, he told the villagers. It's a chance to learn and bring back even more ideas to help our home. The villagers supported him wholeheartedly, knowing that Liam's journey would only strengthen their bond.
Chapter 8. Full Circle. A Homecoming. Months had passed since Liam's journey took him to different places and opened new doors. He had worked with communities in other countries, learning new ways to bring people together and solve problems. He had helped design projects that focused on sustainability, education, and creativity. His travels and experiences had broadened his understanding of the world and strengthened his belief that change starts from within a community. Now it was time to return home. Liam arrived back at his village on a warm, sunny afternoon. As the bus made its way along the familiar winding roads, he saw the rolling hills, the coastal cliffs, and the golden light of the setting sun. Everything felt the same, yet different. When the bus stopped, he stepped out and took a deep breath of the salty air. It felt good to be back, to stand on the land where his dreams had begun. Nico was there to greet him. "Welcome back," he said, a wide smile spreading across his face. Liam grinned, and "It feels like I never left." The village has grown. As Liam walked through the village, he was amazed at how much had changed. The community center was buzzing with even more activities. There were new gardens filled with fresh vegetables, and local artists had set up stalls to sell their work. The village had become a hub of creativity and energy, and everyone seemed to be working together to improve their lives. He stopped by the lighthouse, the same place where he had found peace and inspiration years ago. It still stood strong, a symbol of hope and perseverance. "I've missed this place," Liam whispered to himself. His mother met him at the lighthouse. I'm so proud of you, Liam. Look at what you've helped build. You've touched so many lives. Liam smiled, but there was a thoughtful look in his eyes. We've come a long way, but there's still so much to do. The world is full of villages that need the same support we've had. The next step. The following day, Liam gathered the villagers at the community center. They had all worked so hard to create a better life for themselves, and now it was time to plan for the future. He stood at the front of the room, a sense of calm filling his heart. I've learned a lot from my travels, he began, but one thing has become clearer to me than ever. Our strength lies in each other. When we come together with a shared goal, we can accomplish anything. He talked about his experiences working in other communities, how they too faced challenges but overcame them by focusing on what they had, not what they lacked. I've learned new ways to bring our ideas to life, and I want to bring those ideas back to you. Let's continue to build not only this village, but also create projects that can inspire others. Together, we can lead by example. The villagers listened intently, nodding in agreement. They had always believed in Liam's vision, and now they were ready to take it to the next level. A new horizon. As Liam and the villagers began to develop new plans, they decided to share their success with other nearby villages. They would host workshops, invite speakers, and showcase what they had accomplished. They wanted to show the world that even small villages could thrive when people worked together with passion and purpose. Liam felt a sense of fulfillment he had never felt before. He had always dreamed of making a difference, but now he understood that true change came not from grand gestures, but from the quiet, everyday actions of those who cared. He stood once again at the top of the lighthouse, looking out over the village he had helped build. The sun was setting, casting a warm, golden glow over the landscape. It was a symbol of new beginnings, and Liam knew that this was just the start of a much larger journey. We've made it this far, he thought, but the future is full of endless possibilities. The final lesson. As Liam looked out over the sea, he thought about the lessons he had learned. Perseverance. No matter how difficult the road, persistence could overcome any obstacle. Community. Together, people could achieve far more than they ever could alone. Hope. Even in the darkest times, hope was the light that guided them forward. He knew that the village would continue to grow, and so would he. His journey wasn't just about building a community center or teaching art. It was about building a foundation for a brighter future, where every person, no matter where they came from, had the chance to achieve their dreams. And as Liam gazed into the horizon, he realized that no matter where life took him next, he would always have a home to return to, his village, his family, and his community. The end.